Amazon did not begin as a global empire. It began as a simple idea during one of the most important technological shifts in history. In the early 1990s, the Internet was still new. Very few people understood its potential, and even fewer believed it could be used to build a serious business. One of those people was Jeff Bezos. At the time, Bezos was working at a hedge fund in New York. He had a stable, well-paid job, but in 1994 he came across a statistic that changed everything. Internet usage was growing at more than 2,000% per year. Bezos later said that this number convinced him he had to act. He didn't know exactly what the business would be, only that the Internet would change how people bought things. So he quit his job, left New York, and drove across the United States to Seattle, writing his business plan along the way. At first, Bezos considered many ideas. He eventually chose to sell books online. Books had several advantages. There were millions of titles, they were easy to store, and no physical bookstore could compete with an online catalog that large. In 1995, Amazon.com officially launched as an online bookstore. The company operated out of a small garage, the website was basic, orders were packed by hand, and the business was far from profitable. From the beginning, Bezos made one controversial decision. Amazon would prioritize growth over profits. Instead of trying to make money quickly, the company reinvested everything it earned. This approach confused many investors and analysts. Year after year, Amazon reported losses. By the late 1990s, critics openly questioned whether Amazon would survive. But behind the scenes, the company was quietly building something much larger. Amazon expanded beyond books, adding music, electronics, and other products. It invested heavily in warehouses, logistics, and software, all extremely expensive decisions. One of Bezos's core beliefs was customer obsession. Amazon focused on low prices, fast delivery, and convenience even when it hurt short-term profits. This strategy paid off during the dot-com crash of the early 2000s. Many internet companies collapsed. Amazon survived. But survival came at a cost. The company's stock price fell sharply, and Bezos faced intense pressure to change course. This period marked a turning point. Around the mid-2000s, Amazon began building internal tools to support its growing infrastructure. These tools allowed the company to store data, run applications, and scale systems efficiently. In 2006, Amazon decided to offer this infrastructure to other businesses. The product was called Amazon Web Services, or AWS. At first, few people noticed, but over time, AWS became one of the most important cloud computing platforms in the world. It provided reliable, scalable computing power to startups, enterprises, and even governments. AWS eventually became one of Amazon's most profitable divisions, helping fund expansion in other areas of the business. Meanwhile, Amazon continued to grow its e-commerce operation. It introduced Amazon Prime, offering faster shipping for a yearly fee. This move increased customer loyalty and encouraged people to shop more frequently. Amazon was no longer just a store, it was becoming an ecosystem. By the 2000s, Amazon had expanded into new industries. It entered digital media with Kindle, Prime Video, and music streaming. It acquired companies like Zappos and Whole Foods. It invested in artificial intelligence, voice assistants, and smart home devices. Each move followed the same pattern: long-term thinking, heavy investment, and patience. Jeff Bezos often described Amazon as day one company, a business that behaves as if it is always just starting, always innovating. This mindset became part of the company's culture. Today, Amazon is one of the largest companies in the world by revenue. It employs over 1 million people globally. Its services power a significant portion of the internet. Jeff Bezos stepped down as CEO in 2021, though he remains closely associated with the company's vision and legacy. Amazon's success did not come from a single brilliant idea. It came from decades of consistent decisions, many of them unpopular at the time. The company accepted years of losses in exchange for scale. It invested where others hesitated, and it focused relentlessly on the customer. The real lesson of Amazon's story is not about getting rich quickly. It is about patience, long-term thinking, and the willingness to build for the future while others focus only on the present. Amazon did not win because it was the fastest. It won because it stayed committed to its strategy when most companies would have given up, and that commitment changed global commerce forever.